I don't know if you realize what stoop labor is like. It's one of the things that we were trying to deal with Chavez and the union of farm workers. If you've ever tried to put in a day of stoop labor, oh, does the back hurt afterwards. It was a whole day she did that. And she carried the measure of barley, and she comes into the city. And her mother-in-law sees, Gewalt, how much she picked. And she goes out, and she helps her. And she fed her what was left. She took a doggy bag home for her. And her mother-in-law said, no, Rutale, where did you go picking today? And let the person who recognized you to allow you to pick so much be blessed. And she told her mother-in-law everything that she had done. And she said, and the name of the person in whose field I was Boaz. Ah, says Nomi to her daughter. Baruch Hu Hashem, gebencht soll sein. You know, to be blessed. I see her like a real bubble. Oi, soll sein, gebencht und stark, you know. That he didn't forsake his kindness from those who are alive and those who have died. And then Naomi said, did you know that this man is a relative? And he is one of those people who, if anything were to happen to us, he would have to redeem us. Okay? And Ruth, the Moabite, says, and you know what else? He said to me, with the lads who are working for me, stick with them until they have finished the entire harvest of all the fields that are mine. And Naomi said to Ruth, good, my tochterl. You should go out with his girls. They're not going to touch you in the field. And don't you go into another field. And so Ruth was sticking with those lasses of Boaz, and until the very end of the harvest. And she always brought back to her mother-in-law. Naomi said to her, Tochter Leben, you know, I would like you to be able to have already a guten Shidduch. I'd like you to be happy, to find rest. Remember how she said before, and may you find rest in the house of your husband, you know? So she wants to make sure that Ruth is going to be happy. And so she says to her, and now, because Boaz is the one who knows us, and you were with his lasses, now is the time for the threshing that's going to be tonight. So go bathe, anoint yourself, put a nice dress on you, go down to the threshing floor, make sure that you are not being seen by anybody until after the threshing, when they have their dinner and he's finished eating. And then, when he lies down, and you will notice the place where he's going to lie down, you should go uncover his legs and there lie down. He'll tell you already what to do. And so Ruth says, whatever you said, I'm going to do it. She went down to the threshing floor and she did everything that her mother-in-law said. And Boaz ate and he drank and he made his heart feel good, and he came to lie down at the end, the edge where they had built up all the straw bales. And she came in hiding, uncovered his feet and lied down there. In the middle of the night, the man trembled He shook up. What's going on? There's a woman sleeping at his feet. He says, who are you? And she says, I'm Ruth, your maidservant. You have spread your wings over your maidservant. You are our Redeemer. And he said, oh, you're my glad it's you. My daughter. Your kindness to an old man like me, I really appreciate. I'm glad you didn't go after the young lads, whether poor or rich. And now, my daughter, don't worry. Whatever you want, I'll do for you. For I know that the word is out in the gates of our city, you know, where all the gossip goes, that you are a real Eshet Chayil. You're a decent person. You can imagine the men sit around, they smoke their hookahs, and they say, you know, I thought this woman was going to come from there. She's going to be an easy, you know, like we say, the Moabites. Oh no, she seems to be a very, very decent woman. Okay? So the word is out. Okay.